Hello, hello. We are live. All right, cool. Okay, hi everyone. Welcome to the Daily Word. My name is Jerry Fu, and then I'm actually um, doing a video call right now with my cell group members, so I can actually listen to them just in case they are talking to me. But then they cannot listen to me because I mute my microphone. But yeah, anyways, so today we're going to read Matthew 20th. Yeah. Right, so Matthew 20th, so yeah, so that's 34 verse, so let's go. Alright. Okay, so verse the parable for Matthew, book of Matthew 20th, the parable of the workers in the vineyard. For the kingdom of heaven is like a landowner who went out early in the morning to hire workers for his vineyard. He agreed to pay them a denarius for the day and sent them into his vineyard. But 9 in the morning he went out and saw others standing in the marketplace doing nothing. He told them, "You also go and work in my vineyard, and I will pay you whatever is right." So they went. He went again about noon and about 3 in the afternoon, and he did the same thing. About 5 in the afternoon he went out and found still others standing around. He asked them, Why have you been standing here all day long doing nothing? Because no one has hired us, they answered. He said to them, "You also go and work in my vineyard." When evening came, the owner of the vineyard said to his foreman, "Call the workers and pay them their wages, beginning with the last ones hired and going on to the first." The workers who were hired about 5 in the afternoon came and each received a denarius. So when those came who were hired first, they expected to receive more, but each one of them also received a denarius. When they received it, they began to grumble against the owner. These who were hired last worked only 1 hour, they said, and you have made them equal to us who have borne the burden of the work and the heat of the day. But he answered one of them, "I am not being unfair to you, friend. Didn't you agree to work for a denarius? Take your pay and go. I want to give the one who was hired last the same as I gave you. Don't I have the right to do what I want with wait with my own money, or are you envious because I am generous?" So the last one, wait, hold on. So the last will be first, and the last. Jesus predicts his death at the third time. As Jesus was going out Jerusalem on the way, he took the 12 aside and said to them, "We are going up to Jerusalem, and the Son of Man will be delivered over to the chief priests and the teachers of the law. They will condemn him to death, and will hand him over to the Gentiles to be mocked and flogged and crucified. On the third day he will raise to life." A mother's request. Then the mother of Zebedee's son came to Jesus with her sons, and kneeling down asked a favor of him. "What is it you want?" he asked. He said, "When that one of these two sons of mine may sit at your right and the other at your left in your kingdom." "You don't know what you are asking," Jesus said to them. "Can you drink the cup I am going to drink?" "We can," then they answered. Jesus said to them, "You will indeed drink from my cup, but to sit at my right or left is not for me to grant. These places belong to those whom they have been prepared for by my Father." When the 10 heard about this, they were indignant with the two brothers. Jesus called them together and said, "You know that the rulers of the Gentiles lord it over them, and their high officials exercise authority over them. Not so with you. Instead, whoever wants to become great among you must be your servant, and whoever wants to be first must be a slave, just as the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve, and to give his life as a ransom for many." Two blind men received sight. As Jesus and his disciples were leaving Jericho, a large crowd followed him. Two blind men were sitting by the roadside, and they heard that Jesus was going by and shouted, "Lord, Son of David, have mercy on us." The Lord rebuked them and told them to be quiet, but they shouted all the louder, "Lord, Son of David, have mercy on us." Jesus stopped and called them. "What do you want me to do for you?" he asked. "Lord," they answered, "he want our sight." Jesus had compassion on them and touched their eyes. immediately they receive their sight and follow him. Amen. All right. Um. Okay, this is right now for me it's quite distracting because many things going on. Like suddenly, my WhatsApp notification keeps on keeps having a notification, and I have my video call with my cell group, and I can hear them, and I can actually see myself like two different ways. Okay, but anyways, this is actually a practice for me. I can say like to not dwell into distractions, to be focused on one thing. If you have so many distractions, because in life we have so many noises. Yeah. So yeah, this is a very cool. Wait, before I jump into the testimony, the what do I get from this? Can we appreciate a bit of like this setup, because I actually really like it. There's probably some background music right now. I can't really hear it, and it's playing right now. I'm not sure if it's too loud or not. Yeah. So I think we're gonna go with this format for the longest time. Let me try one thing. Nice. Okay. Yeah, just okay. Okay, so we go with the. There's one thing. There's a lot of things here that's like really quite related to us right now. Related to every one of us online in the morning right now. So I go and book my where is it? Wait, hold on. Let me look through. When those came. My sales group members are talking right now. It's really hard to focus. Yeah, should have done this alone, but when I'm free. It's okay. I think this part, yeah. I'm not being unfair to you, friend. Didn't you agree to work for Denarius? Take your pay and go. I want to give the one who was hired last the same as I gave you. Don't I have the right to do what I want with my own money, or are you envious because I am generous? So the last will be first and the first will be last. So this is like actually like working when we are at work, where we are sometimes we feel like our boss is not fair to us. So this is like when we agree on what we getting paid for. Didn't you agree to work for a denarius? We agreed to work with our bosses. And verse 14, like take your pay and go, and I want to give the one who was hired last the same as I gave you. So like if you join the company earlier, it doesn't mean that if you get the pay, the one that's coming after you is gonna get they won't be getting the same pay. They will get more than you, or like probably the same pay as you. So wait, hold on. Am I okay? Yeah, okay, still right. There's a bit of a lag there. Yeah, so don't have the right to do what I want with my, yeah, don't I have the right to do what I want with my own money? I envious because I'm generous. Sometimes we see that people, when they are like being too generous, we definitely have this sense of like we kind of envy them. Like why do they have why can they be so generous, and why can't we not? Something like that. Something beyond that lines, because like we want to feel that we have the ability to do more. We have the ability to help people, but adding envy inside the equation doesn't work, I would say. Like, we have to really when we want to help, we help with we help unconditionally. We don't really think that much about like what are we gonna get after we give. Yeah, we always have to be humble. So this is what it's like. And then right to do what I want with my own money. So we all have our rights to do with our own money. We all have choices. We all can choose whether to give out our money or to not. But yeah, we all have choices. So the last will be first, and the first will be last. So I would say that this will be talking about like the last person. Like, let's be first. I have to really study a bit of this. Yeah. Okay, we're going out to Sunday. This is the time. Hang on. The third day will be rest. You can use Sunday down. Excuse me. So, yes, oh yeah, so this is actually what we mentioned in the last few episodes. Like, two blind men were sitting by the roadside, and when they heard that Jesus was going by, they shouted, "Lord, Son of David, have mercy on us." So Jesus was leaving Jericho, and I don't know where Jesus is going. I think Jesus is going to Jerusalem or where. Yeah. Jesus is going to Jerusalem. Yeah. So this is like actually one of the interruptions, I would say, like same as what I mentioned in the last episode. Like, the crowd rebuked them and told them to be quiet. Oh no, wait. The two blind men shouted, "Lord, Son of David, have mercy on us." And then the crowd will be like, "Hey, don't talk so loud. Keep quiet." And then they ask Jesus to have mercy on them. And Jesus actually stopped and called them, "Hey, what do you want me to do?" Hey, what do you want me to do for you? Yes, and then Jesus had compassion on them and touched their eyes. Immediately they received their sight and followed him. Yeah, so yeah, so so sometimes we are the crowds, and sometimes we are the two blind men. Like, we actually wanted some help from someone, then we don't. The crowd, they don't. They will actually think that we're being rude. But then in the end, we really have to see what we are asking for, like and then when the person they were asking help from, when they have compassion, then we will be healed. They have to know who is Jesus. They have to know how did Jesus handle the situation, because Jesus is a busy man. Jesus is on the way to Jerusalem, but then he stopped to help the blind, to help heal the blind. So we always have to remember to stop. Sometimes we have to remember to stop doing what we do to help out some of them in need. When some of them reach out to us, sometimes we don't really even notice that they are help. They need help when they're reaching out to us. Yeah. So yeah, I guess that's about it. The mother's request. You know the riddles. If you whoever wants to become great among you must be your servant. That should be first be your slave. Okay. Here comes to be served, but to serve. Oh yeah. So this one I forgot about. So verse 28. Just as the Son of Man did not come to be served. Jesus didn't come to earth to be served, but to serve and give his life as ransom for many. So Jesus um he didn't come to earth for us to serve him. He came to earth, I repeat, he came to earth to serve and to give his life as a ransom for many. Think about that, like someone just come out of nowhere, doesn't he, and then he or her doesn't want to be served. Imagine you're going to this town, you're going to, if you're a king, if you're going somewhere, but you don't want to be served. You want to serve people, give your life as a ransom for many. That's the most meaningful lesson anyone can learn from. That's the most meaningful attitude that we all should have towards everything that we do. When we are working for a company, we don't think that we want to be served. We want to earn the money. We don't be selfish. We think, if we think of another way, we want to provide the company. We want to serve the company. We want to contribute to the company, not contribute to ourselves, not for our own selfish reasons. Because if we are just doing it for our own selfish reasons, if we are just doing it for our own money, or for the money, I mean, of course, at first we are thinking of the money, but our attitude towards how we work, attitude towards how we approach the company, yeah, that's the most important thing of all. Yeah. Oh wait, hold on. Okay, wait. Our meeting just ended. I didn't actually listen to like what they are talking about. Okay. Anyways, yeah. So, um, wait. So our attitude is like I think it's the most important thing of all. Our attitude towards everything that we do, like we can like the book that I'm reading right now, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. There's actually a few of these are actually based on the Bible, but then they are put Stephen R. Covey, the author. He makes it into more like how our own language in a way. Yeah, like like simple words for us to really understand it properly. So yeah, I learned a lot about like influence, like how the habit that we should learn from Jesus, how he does it. It's actually in the book, like being the circle of influence. The book mentioned the circle of influence and our circle of concern. So our circle of concern meaning like your money, your health, your wealth, all of these, and then your circle of influence. Sometimes the circle of concern outgrows the circle of influence. So we really have to be careful of that. Yeah. So for Jesus doesn't really look into the circle of influence. He looks more into the circle. Doesn't it doesn't really focus more on the circle of concern. It focus more on the circle of influence because there's a lot of concerns. He can be concerned about the disciples that not being faithful. He can be concerned about others like the one after that, like the two blind men interrupting him during his journey to Jerusalem. I mean, Jesus is a busy man. Like I mentioned, he's a very busy man. So what makes him special is that he, even though in his busy schedule, in his busy life, he still can find the time. He still can serve us. He still can serve others. Yeah. So same goes to us. In our busy hours, in our busy times, we still have to find time to serve others. We still have to find ways to serve others. Yeah. So if there's no opportunity for you to serve, then you look for the opportunity. You seize the moment. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing right now. Like I have you can say that epiphany, like from I think one of the chapters right here from the book that I'm still reading, The Purpose Driven Life. Yeah, so it mentioned I forgot what's the chapter about. It's mostly about like our service, our what we consider as a ministry. Like we all have our own unique abilities to serve, to use that abilities to serve. So to like minister mentoring doesn't have to be in church, it can be outside as well. So that really inspires me. That really inspires me to do something more with my life, do something more meaningful with my life. Yeah, so I'm actually at the planning phase right now. If it's going to be true, then it would be amazing. It would be very spiritually fulfilling for me. I think I mentioned that in yesterday, one of the episodes. But yeah, it's a very awesome plan. Yeah, planning to and if it works, it's definitely gonna help. It definitely helps a lot of people, like their lives and everything. But yeah, I'm still planning on it, because I'm trying to merge working like business and serving at the same time. Instead of focus more on my business, why not I merge it together into one thing, into a act of service, act of worship, act of and then my own personal like my business or like financials. But then I'm also looking for a way to cut out my like money. For me is actually not that important. I emphasize that again. I'm gonna say that again. Money for me is not important. I want this to be my drive, my drive of serving people instead of the money serving. How's that? The thought of serving people, genuinely serving people with no hanky pankies, and then no strings attached. Like people can expect the sincere heart from us to actually want to serve them, want to help them. Because sometimes serving, we tend to have this thought of like waiting for something good to in return. Like we giving something good and we expect something good in return. We've been taught this how to say this immoral, I would say, like immoral way of like expecting people to be good to us when we do good. This quote has been going around for a long time. Like you do good, good will return. You do good and then you receive good. This is a very bad analogy, I would say. At first I thought, oh yeah, it's true. Like if I do good, if I do good, then I receive good. I don't believe in that. That's something that we should eliminate that thought out of our minds. Because if you really think into it, if you follow that rule, if you do good, then you expect something, then something good will happen to you. Yes, it's true. If you do good, then you feel good. Then that's the best return from that. I would say investment, like investment of your time, investment of your energy, of your service to do good. Then if you expect like, okay, I'm offering, I'm delivering this gift to someone's birthday, then I expect him or her to love me more. That's not a way. That's not the act of gift. That's like I said, like in my previous episodes, that's like you're applying for a loan. You're giving them something first, and then you're expecting them to give you something better, something bigger. That's loaning. That's not love. Love is giving without expectations. Love is the unconditional love that God has towards us. God didn't ask us anything in return. Didn't ask us to buy anything for Him. Like God wants to develop our character. That's all. If God demands us to love Him back, then the whole world is gonna be like it's not love. That's force. That's forcing it. So you can see that God doesn't how to say, God doesn't force us to love Him. He wants us to love Him, but He doesn't force us to love Him. Yeah, and that's why, that's how it is. That's what love is, you know. But sometimes I would say love takes time. Love definitely takes time. If you don't, like, for us, if we don't really know God, or if we don't really understand what God has done for us, it's very hard for us to love. I would say, like, honestly, like for Jesus, for God as well, Like it's very hard for us to love Jesus if we don't know them. If you don't know someone, you can't love them. That's how I think of it. Like for the relationships, I think everything lah, definitely basically everything. So in order to love God, in order to love Jesus, we have to understand Jesus and understand God. We understand God through Jesus. Yeah. So yeah. Where was I? Yeah, so to understand Jesus, we have to be like Jesus. Like for example, if you want to understand your brother or your siblings or cousins, anyone, you have to be like them. You have to step in their shoes. You have to be in their shoes. Like, okay, why do they think in a certain way? If they think like this, then I will understand more of how is his thought process in certain stuff. How does he perceive the world? How does he see the world? Or how does he see himself? So same applies to Jesus. We have to be like Jesus. So for me, Jesus did not come to serve, but to be served, but to serve. So from here, Jesus serve people instead of being served. Put that in your mind, or memorize it, meditate on it, meditate this. Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve and to give his life as a ransom for many. If we put this in mind, definitely confirm that our life is going to be happier. Everything that we do, like even though if it's just a small thing, to affect, if you remember the ripple effect, one small pebble putting inside, if you throw that one small pebble inside a lake, it ripples more into waves. So one small good deed ripples into something big. God wants to know every detail of our lives, every single detail, down to the smallest thing. Me shaking my hand right now, this small detail he wants to know. So imagine the big details, the big things that you are doing. So even the smallest detail of our thoughts, the thoughts, I would say, is very important. How we think, how we visualize it. When we don't waste electricity, we are saving the world. And we thought of that, if we visualize the world, like with your small contribution, you give like 30 minutes more for the power plants to run. Or like when you're not eating meat, you're saving one animal. That's these kind of details, these are small details. When you are helping someone, you're helping the world. You're helping that. Who knows? You're helping. If you put this into perspective, if you're helping someone, this person, you never know your small act of kindness. Even though if you don't know them, or if you know them, this small act of kindness can lead to something better. Who knows? They can be the next Elon Musk or the next Mark Zuckerberg. And who will they remember? They remember you because you helped them when they're no one. Okay? And you don't have to expect them to be anyone if you help them. You help them because that's the right thing to do. That's because you are prepared to serve. Okay? And you give your life as a ransom for many. So your life, if you put your life as a ransom, give your life as a ransom. Like for example, like you don't be selfish. You open up to a lot of opportunities. My Wi-Fi is not stable. Yeah, you open up your life into more possibilities. You can have imagine this. If you keep your life to yourself, you're gonna be selfish. You always think about yourself. You are self-centered. You think about, okay, what's gonna make me happy, and then what else? What money is gonna make me happy? You don't care about heaven. You don't care about Jesus. You don't care about God. You only care about yourself. That's not a way of living. I mean, like, I can say that's not the way of living, but can you go and try it yourself? Think about that. Think about being self-centered. How is that life going to be for you? Will you have a lot of friends? Will you have will people actually like you for who you are? No, they are just gonna like you for your money. They're just gonna like you because of materialistic things, not because of your character. In the end of the day, in your funeral, the people, some of them might not even be there. Your so-called best friends might not even be there because they were there just for your money. They were there because you are powerful at one time, because you have the authority. So think of that. And if you give your life as a ransom, people remember you. People remember your good deeds, your character. In funerals, we always remember the person's character. He is a loving father. She is a loving mother. I can't imagine a better world like without him, without her. It all points out to your character. No one in the world will say during funerals, I miss his money, man. I miss his or her. He earns a lot of money for us. He bought me a car. He bought me a car. I wish that I can get more cars when he's here. People we thought about the materialistic things and not you. You can see the difference, you can see the contrast there. So you can decide for yourself whether which type of lifestyle do you want to be. You want to be rich? You want to okay, how to say? I almost said like successful. Success can be anything. Success can be you define your own success. No one defines that for you. Success can be spiritually matured. Success can be your growing knowledge. Success can be your successful business, like with more clients. Success can be earning a lot of money. Success can be them having a great relationship with God. So it depends on what kind of success you are talking about, okay? So for the person who has a lot of money, they would emphasize they being success. But then in actual fact it's not, because when we see things so differently. Everyone sees things so differently. This is the funny stuff. We always think about what we feel, it's all about us, like what we think about ourselves, but we never think about what others see of ourselves. Sometimes we always talk to ourselves like, I don't listen to people, we only have to listen to ourselves. Yeah, that's true in some cases, some factors, but then we really have to think about that so like clearly. Like if you don't listen to others, let's say for marketers, they don't know the target markets. In the end they're gonna sell something that no one's gonna buy. So if you imply that to your lifestyle, like if you don't really listen, if you don't listen to people, then you're being self-centered, you're being selfish. No one's gonna like that kind of person. Yeah. Then you might see that as success, but no one sees that as success because we've been blinded by our own needs, blinded by our own attitudes. But then it depends on you. If you're happy, then there's no one stopping you. That's the most dangerous thing of all. If you're happy with who you are, even though if you're not doing good, that's the most dangerous thing I would say. Because you're happy for the wrong reasons, you're not happy for the right reasons. And it takes time for you to realize that. It takes time. It's definitely gonna take time for all of us to realize that maybe I'm happy for the wrong reasons as well. I'm happy for maybe having a lot of money. I'm happy to have a car, happy to have all of the small materialistic things. Yeah, but we have to. The point here is to be self-aware. You need to have self-awareness of like you being too, you being how do you say it? Like being too in love in materialistic stuffs. The point here is to be aware of who you are, how you portray yourself as a human being, as a person, and then work on that. Okay, it's not like, oh, that's just who I am. the thing that God wants us to do is to develop our character, is to grow us. We don't stay the same. Like after I learned that, we don't stay the same. This thing. I feel like I'm a different person every single day. Not to say the bad person tomorrow, good person the next day. I feel like I'm improving every day of the. I mean like day. It's not weeks, man. I seriously feel like that. Like every day is a new day for me to be different, to be better. I used to take that quote lightly, but then now, it just really feels so different, and it really feels good. Yeah, every day I feel like I'm getting closer to God. Sometimes not. Yeah, I have to admit, sometimes I don't feel closer to God. But yeah, more. But every day I feel like I understand more. I can feel that how's it? Oh yeah, okay, I can say that I feel like I'm getting closer to God now. Yeah. So, and I visualize more. I would say visualization is very strong. You have to visualize when you're praying. You have to visualize that God is with you. Jesus is there with you. When you have that thought, when you have that visualization, you feel it. When you feel it, then it happens. Then it's true. Like for everything, like for if you see like the billionaires, not to say that you have to follow them, but then if you realize they all are visionaries, all of them. That's why this word visionaries always applies to like billionaires. They visualize how their life is going to be, like in the end. Like I visualize that I'm gonna be a billionaire, and then I'm gonna have this company running in like 2 or 3 years time. So from there they reverse engineer it. They reverse engineer to like how am I gonna reach there. So it's the same thing. So we have to also visualize what are we gonna be in the future. How are we gonna be? How is our future gonna look like? When we can visualize that, then we can work on that. And we work on that. What we visualize. Of course, we have to be realistic about our visions, like our visuals. That's how people, the inventors, invent their stuff. They visualize what their end product is going to be. That's why we have all this technology with us right now. It's all been done by visualization, and we all have been ignoring this powerful technique for a while already, for so long, because of the distractions that we have, like our phones and our social media. All of this has been bombarding our minds for the longest time. So if you guys don't know, I'm actually doing a 7-day social media detox at the moment, and I can say I'm feeling way better than before. I don't have to constantly check my phone because there's nothing to check my phone for. I blocked out my social media, the website, Facebook and Instagram from my web browser, and I actually don't have the urge of looking through Facebook from my laptop. I find that I look through more through my phone, because that's think that's the purpose of my phone already. But the moment when I start this detox, like today is the second day actually, I feel so alive, man. I feel so like there's so many things in this earth that we can do. Feel more self-aware about who I am as a person, what are my habits, what are my attitudes towards certain things. Like this morning I pick up my phone to scroll Instagram, but then I realized, hey wait, I don't have the app. Then what can I do? I'm already awake and cannot scroll through my phone. Then it's time to wake up, it's time to do work. Yeah. So the thing that I hope you guys can take away from this is the attitude of all of us towards certain things, towards someone. Always have to remember, like Jesus, his attitude is not to be served but to serve. This is one of the attitudes that we should have constantly in everything that we do. To remember to what are we doing to serve people instead of destroying them. What can you gain from destroying people? Okay. This is gonna be the last point. If you're destroying people, you're gonna get a temporary high. You will feel good for a while, but then after that, what's your point? After that high, is that gonna get you anywhere? Is that gonna grow you? People are gonna perceive you in a different way. They're gonna see you as someone who a destroyer of friendships, of relationships. They're not gonna look for you in your times of trouble. You're gonna be alone. Okay. So instead of destroying friendships and destroying relationships, think of how are you gonna restore that relationship. But in the Bible, of course, there's times where like The Bible actually says that if we found a brother or sister who's in trouble, then we go and help them, but they don't want to be helped, then we look for someone else together, like have an intervention with them, but they still don't want to be helped, then we have no choice but to ignore it. But some people just don't want to be helped. But what we can do, we can pray for them, can pray for God to be with them, pray for God to bless them. Yeah, so that's also one way for us to help out. Yeah, but just remember not to force, definitely not to force the people into relationship, because that's not love. Yeah, love is about caring, about unconditional love. We don't expect anything from them. We don't expect profits. We don't expect anything. We just want to love them for who they are. We just want to love them because God makes us all unique. God, and that's enough for us to love each other. Yeah, it doesn't have to be any specific reasons. It can just be who they are, the uniqueness of who they are. Maybe they are not the same. They don't have the same interests as you, but it's alright. They're still humans. They still deserve love. Yeah, we can always find different ways in loving people. Love is not a feeling. Love is an act. Whether you want to put that energy into motion, put that energy into the act of love, it all depends on you. It all depends on the person as well. Yeah, but we can go into this topic in another day. I guess that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching the live stream or watching the replay if you're on the replay. But yeah, I actually really like this setup, even though my background is not that fancy. But then yeah, it's just this size, small size, so I think it's alright. Doesn't have to be so fancy as long as like you guys have the content from here. This is the main point of this whole live stream thing, and I hope you guys can gain some value out of Matthew 20th. And yeah, if you guys have any suggestions or anything, yeah, just do drop a comment down below. And if you guys enjoy this, make sure to comment as well. Yeah, I would love to reply some of your comments. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna keep on with this format. It's quite fun. Like you have some background music going on, but I can't really hear it. And it feels like a legit show. Yeah, but yeah, let me know your thoughts on this live stream, and then I will definitely keep on improving and keep on giving you value through the word of God. So catch you tomorrow. I think I'm probably just gonna stream every morning. Maybe around today is like I think around 9. I was planning to stream around 7 or 8, like early in the morning, but then yeah, it didn't go as planned. But we'll see. Probably just around the morning. So you guys make sure to subscribe and click the notification bell to be notified of when I go live. So it's been fun. Today's been fun. I've learned something as well through this stream. So yeah, I will see you, brothers and sisters, tomorrow. Alright, take care. Bye bye.